Joining me in the studio is actually one of my favorite entrepreneurial couples on the planet. They really are, and we were just joking around earlier because it's great to have the center. Michael, you have the center of your universe is your partner, right?
Here, here.
So let me do this. I never did this with you two. I want you guys to introduce each other as if you're on a stage and there's a gigantic audience in front of you. You have to wow them, okay? So, Michael, I want you to introduce your partner as if they've never met her before. So walk out on stage.
Okay, so I'd like you to meet, would you like me to introduce her to you or?
To the audience. You're out to the audience. Go for it. Yeah, just talk to them.
Today we have a very lovely person on the stage who has been, you know, the center of my life for 33 years. I ran into her in a rock and roll nightclub in 1983. That's when they had four-horn rhythm sections and the men actually asked the women to dance. Well, she said yes, and here she is.
Who is it?
We've been dancing together.
Wait, we don't know who you are yet. We don't know who you are yet.
No, we're keeping him in suspense.
Yeah, she hasn't walked on stage yet.
So then after I get to know her, you know, for a couple of days, she comes to me with this preposterous idea. The next thing you know, we've got barefoot wine. So this is the woman whose foot is on the label of the world's largest wine brand, Bonnie Harvey.
Hey, Bonnie, woo! Now, who's this guy? Look into this camera over here. Who's that guy you're sitting next to?
Oh gosh, I haven't had time to rehearse this.
Oh, really? For the last couple of decades?
Well, 3, yeah.
Go for it. How would you introduce him?
Michael Houlihan is full of energy and vitality, and he doesn't take no for an answer. He is such a take charge kind of a person that when he drives the automatic, he shifts.
No.
Okay? He's got 1 foot on the gas, he's got 1 foot on the brake at all times. And it's a whirlwind adventure to be around this guy.
That's Michael.
You're going to love him. Michael Houlihan.
Yay. Hey, guys, so look at me real quick. I want to talk to you about something that's interesting. I had you speak in front of an audience, friends of mine, about 2 years ago, and I said, you guys have to have a deck. You have to have imagery and pictures. And you go, all right, fine. And you didn't need it, meaning you painted the best story with your words because what you do is you know empathy as being an entrepreneur, right? Yeah. You understand what it takes to really create the pain that we have to go through and the celebration. And because you've done it, but you've retained it all so well, which most entrepreneurs, when they go through the pain, they almost forget about it, right?
Like childbirth.
But it's true, I don't know. But you understand what I'm saying, right? But you guys remember the pain and the celebration, and you're able to paint that picture, and most entrepreneurs can't do that after a while.
Yeah.
So that's a unique thing. So since we're on a bunch of new markets, could we do a really quick update on what you guys did? You said barefoot. Barefoot was not because you guys were great sommeliers. You really didn't know a lot about wine initially.
No, we knew nothing.
Right. And you got the business because of?
Oh, because we had a debt that had to be collected, and there was no money to be collected. So in return for that debt, we got bottling services and bulk wine. So then we had to turn that into cash so we could pay the grower who was owed for his grapes the $300,000 that he wasn't going to get in cash.
Yeah, you rehearsed this a lot of times, I know that. And you tried a bunch of different names, caught a bunch of different items, right?
We thought about it for a long time, but for the name that we wanted on our product, it had to be easy to pronounce, no French, because I don't speak French. It had to be non-intimidating. There wasn't any wine in the marketplace at the time that was non-intimidating. You had to speak French in order to order a glass of wine.
Right.
We thought it should be a little friendly.
What was a name that you didn't use that, there was nothing?
No,
it was only Barefoot.
That was
Barefoot was the first one.
Well, we took 2 months to come up with it, but yes,
there was nothing on the whiteboard that,
do you remember?
Come on.
No,
Michael, there was nothing.
There was nothing.
As you're driving home, I go, I'm not going to tell Bonnie this one, but maybe we should call it.
Actually, we had a big hint. Okay, so we went to the largest buyer at the time in the state of California, which was Lucky Stores. You know, he had about 300-400 stores, you know, up and down the state. And we asked him, we said, well, what should we do? And he says, you know, it's amazing. He says, I've been in this business for 20 years. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted or what they should do. They just come in here and beat me up with features and benefits. So I'm going to tell you what I want, he says. He says, I want you to give me a salt and pepper act. I want you to make it better than Bob. I want you to make it cheaper than Bob. Oh, and I want you to put it in a pig. I said, what? I'm writing this down, salt, pepper, Bob. I'm going, what is this? I later translated the Salt and Pepper Act was a red and a white varietal combination. And Bob was Robert Mondavi.
Right.
And the pig is the big 1.5 liter Magnum because there was room for that on his shelf. And then he says, you got that? And I said, got that. I didn't know what he was talking about. He says, can you do that? And I said, I can do it.
How did you
He says,
learn
get
that?
out. He says, get out of my office. So I'm halfway down the hall, and he goes, hey, Houlihan, he says, one more thing. He says, don't make it a leap. Don't make it a chateau. Don't put it in French. Don't make it a creek or a mountain. He says, give it a name that everybody can relate to and make the name the same as the logo in plain English. You got that? He goes, get out of here, you know. And so
Best
in
advice you ever
37
got.
seconds,
Best advice
I get
Yeah.
a
I've ever
master's
got.
degree. Why?
Exactly.
Because we're so humble and scared, we ask, as opposed to people who are in the industry that knew better.
Yeah, they thought they already had the answers if they'd been in the industry for any length of time, but we knew we had no answers. So we had a lot of questions.
You had a lot of questions, and you went
Exactly.
off and found every one of those answers eventually.
Yes.
And how long did it take from that day to actually having a product ready to go?
Oh boy, that took about 8 months.
That's not that long.
7, 8 months.
That's not that long.
8 months.
Right?
Yeah.
And you learned a lot along the way. Can
yeah.
I ask real quick, if you would look at yourself as superheroes, what superhero would you be in your business?
Which superhero?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd have to be Electric Man.
You're Electric Man. Well, tell me about that. Why?
Well, because you've gotta give energy to everybody,
Electric Man.
right? And you've got to have multiple outlets.
I love that.
right?
Multiple outlets.
You got to extend yourself, right?
All right.
And you know, you got to get a recharge now and then.
All right, Electric Man, what do you got over here? Can I just say Wonder Woman?
Oh, that'd be sweet. I
Well,
like that.
'cause you're-
I was kind of thinking some kind of a multi-headed person. We're all wearing all these hats.
'Cause you do that.
I wore a lot of hats.
You know,
Yeah.
because I know you guys on a personal level.
Yes.
You are who you are all the time, right? No, but you really are.
Yeah.
I noticed that even though you are always walking ahead of Bonnie, I'm not sure if you notice it. You notice that,
I
right?
noticed that. I
Yeah,
don't know if he
always.
notices
The reason why is because she's pulling you back at times from going a little too far.
And
Well,
she,
the reason why is he's so animated. His arms are swinging
doesn't wanna
around.
get hit.
I have been hit.
I want to say something real quick about the idea of crowdfunding, okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is the most successful crowdfunding, you know, Indiegogo and Kickstarter, have you heard of these?
sure.
They're the people that realize it's not about the funding aspect in raising money, it's about the crowd, treating them right. And you guys learned a long time ago that customer service and really understanding your customer is the most important thing, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
without a doubt.
so can you real quick, Michael, on some of the customer service side things, what would be 2 or 3 things that everyone needs to understand how to treat a customer?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to live up to your customers' expectations. And if your customer expects your product to be in stock, for instance, because you're selling a real product, well, you have to do everything with everybody between your factory or your winery or your production facility and that retail store to make sure that it's still on the shelf. Because the worst customer experience in the world is they love your product, but they can't find
get it, right.
And they're going to blame you. They're going to say that product is undependable. So a lot of entrepreneurs forget about the distribution management that's required to get it there and keep it there. So that'd be number one.
Number one, okay.
The second thing you want to do is you want to have a 2-division company. The company has only 2 divisions, all right? Sales and sales support. That's it. Anybody else, they're working for somebody else. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to put the customer on top. Okay, so who does the customer talk to? They talk to your salespeople, they talk to your customer service people. Okay, so that means that all of the feedback for the company is coming in through sales and customer service. So basically, everybody else should be listening up. There should be solid pipelines so that information flows to marketing, design, research.
How does
all
somebody in
the-
accounting be part of sales or sales support?
They get a call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a salesperson who's got a meeting with Mr. Big in a couple hours, and they say, you know, I need some figures, Bill. And Bill says, yes, and he does it. And those figures are there in an hour.
Got it.
Okay, that's
Sales support then.
That's sales support. The
That's the
lawyer is
second
sales
division.
support.
Yeah, that's the second division.
Sales and
Everybody.
sales support.
Everybody. As Bonnie says, what? The VP, the P, And
What is it?
The entire alphabet.
a whole alphabet. They're in sales support.
it doesn't
Everyone.
matter. Yeah,
Everyone's
everybody.
because sales
Everybody's
is,
in sales support who isn't in sales or customer
sales
service.
is the engine, right? And sales support is the fuel.
Exactly.
Right, in
Now,
some ways, or
in
maybe
the
the other way
pyramid
around.
companies where you have like the CEO on top, and then then you have production, and then you have marketing, and then way down here somewhere is sales, and then you have what they call complaint resolution. We take umbrage to that. We call it customer service, or we actually call it customer intel. Okay, so the idea is we turn that upside down, because how in the heck can you put the customer on top if you put sales and customer service on the bottom?
Makes no sense.
You can't. So you have to put the customer on top, which means that sales and customer service have got a lot of pull in your company. They're telling you what the customer's saying. So that's the second thing.
So inventory first, always there.
Oh, you're always in stock.
Always
Number
in stock.
two, you're always relevant because you put sales and customer service on top.
What's number 3?
And number 3 is that you treat your customer as if they were your friend, and you put yourself in their shoes. You have empathy for them. You say, I know that my customer, in our case, is going to be buying our product, and their reputation is going to be at stake because they're going to pour it for their friends and their family. We don't want to embarrass them. So it's not just trying to create a product that's a great product. It's trying to understand what your customer is really trying to do. As we say, the best sales pitch in the world is, I can help you sell your product. Well, what is our customer's product? It's pride, it's satisfying her guests and her family, it's having a full larder, it's all of that stuff. That's what her product is.
I love this. All of these things I hear you do all the time. Matter of fact, I spent some time with you at your home. We went to a few restaurants, and everybody knew you too, because you were friendly. You were there to help, and it's part of your ethos. It's part of what you are, right, Bonnie? I mean, you are.
Well, it's fun. It's fun to get to know people and to help them. At least it is for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You wrote a whole book on a lot of these principles. The book is raised up to number 1. What's the name of the book?
It's called The Barefoot Spirit: How Hardship, Hustle, and Heart Built America's #1 best-selling brand.
Was it hard to do that, write a book? Bonnie, was it hard for you to write? Because a book it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
What I did is I edited that book about 50 times with 50 different hats that we were
Yeah, that's
talking
right,
about
that
before.
superhero.
Yes. The book was actually written by Rick Cushman. We gave him our stories, and then he wrote the stories.
And you're pretty happy with this, right?
because, we're not the best writers.
You're
and
pretty
he
good.
is.
Wait a second. You have great articles.
Well, we've gotten better.
Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, put the book down for a second because I think it's more important now. The book is out. You can go get to the Barefoot Spirit. Go to the Barefoot Spirit, barefootspirit.com.
Right.
Exactly.
Go there. But let's talk about articles and information because you guys are content monsters. You do create a lot. And you decided, hey, instead of putting it everywhere, let's create one centralized location for a community to be part of it, right?
Right.
And that's called?
The Barefoot Spirit.
And let's talk about GPS.
Oh, the GPS.
What is the
Okay.
GPS?
Well, we've written a lot of blogs on
Lots.
the Barefoot Spirit.
Which is great.
And actually, the GPS came as a result of the blogs,
Oh.
all that information that we'd written up.
What does GPS stand for?
Guiding Principles for Success.
Great.
So it's the entrepreneur's GPS.
I love that.
Exactly. It's a course that we've put together. It's 4 hours long. There's 4 segments.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is Starters for Startups, and then it's Cash Flow Management, Personnel Management, and Distribution Management.
All of that is available.
Yes.
So where do we go for this?
You go to thebarefootspirit.com, and you'll find it there.
So it's a course where I'm going through
video course,
lessons
yes.
and all that through you.
Oh, yes.
You guys are.
Well, it's a little different. It's not talking heads in front of a whiteboard, okay? In fact, we don't have a whiteboard. What we do is we take them out in our estate. You've been there. We take them out to a picnic table. The birds are tweeting. The sun is coming through the trees. It's gorgeous.
Are the
There's a
cats
creek.
everywhere, too?
Cats are running
Okay,
around.
just making
okay,
sure.
and we just have you and Bonnie and Michael at a picnic table, and we sit you down and we say, we've just been, that big scary tunnel you're about ready to go through? Well, guess what? We just came out of it. And here's what we learned. And we're just gonna share this with you. And we're going to talk today, we're going to talk about Starters for Startups, which is having the proper mindset so that you can go in there and face these bricks that are going to fall out of the sky every day and hit you right on the noggin. And we're going to give you a hard hat, we're going to give you a compass, and we're going to give you a flashlight so you can face the unknown.
I love
and
it.
then we go into what those are in details, like how do you know, why are you in business in the first place?
What's the
you know?
why, right?
You
What's
know,
the why?
What's the why, okay? And a lot of people, they think they're going to business because it's their passion, right? We say you can follow your passion all the way to the poorhouse, but if you follow your opportunity passionately, you're going to be more successful.
Have you guys decided, and I'm asking this on a personal level, to do masterminds on your estate? You have one of the prettiest estates you guys have been working on for the last several years. I love what you've done.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about allowing selected people to be part of that? I mean, you have to charge a lot.
We're actually talking to some people about that right now,
Good.
a couple different groups that may be coming by.
Because you two are one of the best teachers I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen the best of the best. I'm being serious. I'm not stroking you guys. I'm telling you the truth. Because you, again, retained everything so vividly, and I feel it when you talk about it. So as you guys have done this together for a long time, how do you know what your roles and responsibilities are, or was it just natural? You knew you were in sales and you were in infrastructure, you
We
know?
have different skill sets.
But you knew that,
So
right?
You don't.
Yeah, we knew it.
Yeah, we recognized what we were good at, and as we go along, we recognized it more and more, of course. But it was really more natural. It wasn't
Always?
you do this and you do that. It seemed to have worked very naturally for us.
I
yes.
see you and I are very similar. And my wife, well, I always say I'm the show and she's the business, right?
Yes.
But anytime I would step into the business, man, did she show me the business.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You got the business.
But I'm guessing every once in a while you may have accidentally gone on the wrong side of your roles and responsibilities.
Not anymore.
Okay. But you know what I'm talking about,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So because I know how structured you are, I've seen your office, now everything's organized, right?
Yes.
How do you train your partner to be as good as they can be? Because it is about training your partner in a lot of ways, right?
You know that rolled up newspaper, you know, with a smack on the nose, that seems
But you
to
know what
do
I'm
the
saying,
trick.
right? Did you have to train him a lot, or was he pretty good at what he's done? No, because I feel I need training all the time.
Yes, it's constant. Yeah, there isn't a point
Sorry
where
about that, Michael.
you've graduated, here's your diploma, no more training
Yeah,
or
that's
lessons
right.
needed. It's an
It's
ongoing
continuing
process.
education.
Exactly.
Because now you are the brand. Because Barefoot was your old brand. Now it's about you two. You are the new brand.
Entrepreneurship. Yes,
But it is
that's-
you too. You're the spokespersons
Yes.
for what's going on. So it's a different thing now because it is about
Absolutely.
you as the product. Does it add more pressure, or do you feel more freedom because of that?
That's a good
Well,
question.
in a lot of ways, it is more freedom because it's two individuals. We're not working with a whole staff of people
Right.
to get something done. We don't have to rely on a lot of other people in order to come up with a product and try to get it to market. But getting our product, which is the GPS, the Entrepreneur's Guiding Principles for Success, getting that to market has been challenging. We've had to learn a lot of other programs that are required in order to get that
But it
out.
wasn't the
So-
whole idea of being an entrepreneur getting uncomfortable so you can
that's
learn?
it.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah, we're
But-
right in there.
But just sharing, now what we really love to do is to share the lessons that we've learned. And I would rather just go out and talk to people,
I know.
you know, on a one-to-one basis. Come on over to my house and, you know, let's have a conversation and we can get it done.
But you guys do
I want
travel.
to reach the greatest
yeah.
number of people, and that's why we put it in this video.
No, I love that you have this, but I do want people to realize that you do travel around the world.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yes.
I remember last year in Norway, you've gone all over the planet, and I love that.
Dublin.
But you speak in front of entrepreneurs, universities, so people that are listening right now, knowing that you two, because you want to get that message out, you're all over the planet. So it's not just GPS over at the Barefoot Spirit, but it's also, of course, you guys going from market to market, educating.
Yes,
I
we-
think you guys are great on stage.
Thank you.
Thank
You really
you.
are.
We've actually spoken at 40 schools that teach entrepreneurship.
Wow.
And we've done keynote speeches for like 30 different conferences. Actually, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have 100 students of entrepreneurship from Nanyang University, that means South Sea in Chinese.
At your place?
At our place.
I knew you were doing that. You were talking-
Singapore.
Yeah, from Singapore.
Singapore.
Yeah, and those guys, they are sharp.
They
and
are.
They're from 11 nations.
Congratulations, guys.
So this will be a lot of fun for us.
People want to find out more, again, the barefootspirit.com, right?
Exactly.
www.thebarefootspirit.com.